This is not a big meeting of the Elderly Affairs Committee, October the 2nd. I'm calling to order. Roll call.
Wait, what time?
Rosario Navarro.
Oh, I don't know.
34. 30.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
think 34.
Okay, go ahead.
Rosario Navarro. Well, she's gonna go to the list. I think it's-
Give me 1 moment. Let me catch. Lourdes Corvo, Sara Juarez,
Maria Perdomo, Xiomara Castillo, Nancy Rogers, Maria Planas, Omaida Robles,
Jacqueline Matita.
Pedro Fiallo.
Dottie Wicks. And we have two guests tonight, Sergio and Mary.
Somebody's there.
Mary.
Ganamos de uno.
Okay. Sergio. ¿Cuál es el apellido?
De la Fe.
De la Fe.
Yeah.
Y María.
María
Sergio. ¿Su apellido?
There she is. She saved you. I know. I think it's not for staff.
Alonso is not here.
Oh, yeah.
Louis.
Lois, no, he won't be here, but he'll be here next meeting already.
Good.
I think.
His wife,
I was gonna call him and I forgot.
yeah, she talks a lot better and,
All right, she's. Sarah. Roll call.
We finished.
Oh, they did. Oh, I didn't. I got.
Maria's the only one that,
I can you got Jessica now.
Yeah, we just.
and Jessica.
Jessica, you wanna come here?
I'll give you the list of who's here.
Okay.
Here, I'll make it easy for you. Jessica, everybody's here except Alexandra and Lou. So if you go through here, everybody's here.
Can you hear one there? You want me to switch? You know what it's on camera eating. I'm sitting.
All right, everybody read the minutes. Is there any additions, deletions, or corrections?
no, here is Castillo, the food, the road, I'm going to the signs and everywhere.
Making it correct.
Oh, okay.
Did I miss that?
No, no, I said that you did it right.
Oh, okay, good.
We tried. We have no public comments tonight, I guess.
Wait, do we have to move to accept?
I asked them every question.
Motion to accept the meeting?
Second. He's like meetings, I can't do. I'm midnight. All right, public comments. I have none. Presentations, we have none. Treasurer's report.
Let me see the balance. We have,
Oh, we have minutes.
So, no, the report that's on your agenda, that's the sponsored dollars that have already been confirmed for the new fiscal year.
Okay,
The
so-
green one that you all have.
so that's what we have. 32.
Sponsored dollars.
Okay,
That's not your budget remains the same as last year. Everybody's budget got approved same as last year. The exact same thing as last year. The only difference for you guys is the $2,500 that was moved out for the free.
so do we know what it is? I don't
Yes.
So
remember.
the reason, I think, let me look at those.
Did it get moved out and put it in another category or did we
No,
lost it?
we can't reassign that.
Okay.
You guys have to make that request of council to give you an extra $2,500 additional and other line items, which you guys did request,
Okay,
but nothing additional was approved. So therefore, it just reverts back to what you guys had. Minus the freebie line, because you guys explicitly said you didn't want it coming out, and the councilwoman made sure that it wasn't a part of your new budget as well.
okay, so do we know? Because I really can't remember.
I'll pull up the title, the total number. The numbers aren't in the system just yet, because our budget person is still working on them. But I can tell you again, just so you guys know what you're working on.
You brought up the freebie and I know the town contributes something to the fee. And
So the town contributed most of the, even before all this change, yeah.
my question is, I'm getting so many complaints from the seniors about the freebie. Not being on time, as much as 2 hours late,
Oh, wow.
missing doctor's appointments. And I don't know, I don't know
Yeah,
who
they
tell them to
they
help.
need to go, they need to, I have to find out for you, because
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't go through elderly affairs, they need
No,
to go
no, I
through the
know that, but they put
transportation.
somebody, that-
Yeah.
and they're all.
So if
losing
you
their
want, I
appointments.
can ask the transportation coordinator and ask her what the steps would be if they have to put in any complaints or whatever, give feedback on what's
Yeah.
going on.
On the last meeting,
Cause I'm not sure.
last event that we have, I have to talk two ladies. Because the freebie can buy and says, no, I cannot take you. He left. I saw the listen, that's what we pay you. So, no, I can take it now.
But you guys also have to keep in mind,
So
and
I-
I don't know, right, if this has any, but I'm sure it affects it. We only have 4 freebies. And if there's a bingo and there's 100 seniors being transported, then that's obviously just not gonna work out.
Yeah, but there's not that many. Usually
No.
we had four
Six
or
or seven,
five.
or four.
Four, some,
Right,
four
but
I
it's
know of.
for the entire town, that's the one's going.
I assume that you have to complain to whoever's on the freebie app or whatever.
That's the thing, I don't know if it goes
Right.
through our coordinator
And they
staff
don't-
or the freebie.
I know
staff.
somebody that works for the freebie, they don't have to pick you up. You can request it and they cannot have to pick you up.
I'm
'cause they
not
have-
gonna
they have
confirm
some-
that because I
If
don't.
they have somebody else, they can go whoever's on the route and stuff like that. Yeah, so.
So you're
So they
waiting
can
for them
take,
and.
everybody now, wait a minute, we're supposed to raise your hand. We know the rules. Yes, Nancy.
So is it my understanding, and I would think it would be this way, that in spite of what you said, that they don't have to pick anybody up, does the town or the committee have a contract or anything in writing with freebies, or they just run around?
We don't know. She's gonna find out.
So I'm not confirming what Rosario just said because I cannot confirm that is correct. I don't think that doesn't sound correct, so I'm not gonna agree to that. I
But
need
we
to
don't know if
ask-
there's a contract
There's
between.
definitely
them.
a contract between the town and freebie, yes.
Okay, then, okay.
Yeah, what they're saying is that, let's pretend that they have two calls at the same time. They can go pick up Jackie, because she's closer to them, and if you're farther, they can't get to you
But they can get to me at some time.
eventually.
Okay.
Right, but that's why maybe they're 2 hours behind, like he said, they only have 4 cars, and now they have. They're getting cars.
Yeah. that's-
Well, those just were, those took over the place of the like golf cart.
Right, so now they-
So it's not additional.
Right, but now they fit less people, because the golf cart fit, what, 6 people? Now it's
I
a
think I
car,
can fit about three.
now it's a car, so maybe 3.
Well, it's just something I wanted to bring up because I know that the town has some kind of a contract with them. Can we do anything or is it we just don't have any rights or whatever? At least I got it on the table and I'm looking into it.
I will, I just wanna let everybody know, since we're on the treasurer's report. Rosario told me how much we thought we had, and Isle had sent her some information of what we had to use by the first, well, by the 30th. Because the first, the new budget, otherwise we would lose it. We didn't want to go to the exact dollar just in case there was something lurking. But, we decided that, because remember, we all agreed on how much.
Yeah.
So we got gift cards from Publix for $25 and we bought 31 of them. And from Winn-Dixie, we got them for $50, and I wanna say we got.
I didn't count them.
Oh, the Winn-Dixie,
last
here,
one.
sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for 50 and 1 for 25. And we bought some napkins because we were always short from napkins, so now we have 1,600 napkins. That should.
And we're gonna make Amida very happy.
So that was $20. So we had calculated that we would have 600 after spending Publix. And we spent 596.36, so we came really close to the 600. And I think
Kids, we did that.
we did the baskets, 5 of,
550.
yes, with tax, because she had, or
It would
are
be-
we, not tax, it wasn't
They
with
were-
tax, it was with, delivery and, no, credit card charge,
Credit card.
credit card charge. So they came out to like $4 less, you know, it was like, I forget, 4%, so we did the math, so they came as close to 100 to the 150, the 5, and then as close to the 75.
575.
Yeah, but it was like 72 and the other one was
Right.
like 147.
And then you did 5 more of 75.
And then we also went, because I want everybody to know what we have purchased. Because she helped me. We went to Costco and we bought Remember, all the other ones were supposed to get gifts of $35 is what we had said. So we bought a box of the cookies, the Dutch the really good ones with chocolate, and I think they're really good. That come in a tin can that's 30 cents. So, no, I bought them independently. Last year I bought them and we got gifts. So we
They don't
bought a
have to be
box
about
of that and then we bought a box of, different flavored chocolates. So they're like little strips and they were different flavors. So each of them get 2 things. One is the box of chocolate along with the cookies on top of it. It's this way.
The sponsors, yeah.
Yeah, for
The
sure,
rest of the
because they
sponsors.
went by how much money they donated, the
Right.
prices.
And we couldn't remember when we were in Costco how many extra sponsors we had after the 10. So we bought 12. Right? We bought 12 and I think we ended up with 10. So
The other two-
I think what we should agree to do is those 4 extra items, because it's a pack of 2. Is give them out as raffles and the bingo.
Right.
Yeah, but instead of doing it as a composite, let them just get either one person gets a cookie or something.
Separate, yeah.
Yes, I know.
Okay, and also the people we deliver the baskets, they all love it. They want to thank everybody
They were
in the
beautiful.
community. They were
They
beautiful.
were beautiful.
They're 5 for 125, 50, and they're 5 for 75. They love it. They love it. Very happy about it. They say we're gonna keep us helping us.
Well,
They're wine.
Jackie, raise your hand, please, because Nancy had hers up, please. Go ahead.
I'm just curious, do we need to have a motion in regard to what you're gonna do with the extras?
I was gonna just use them for Christmas and raffles.
All right, but if you
But
needed a motion,
I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna
if we
make.
were
a
gonna
motion.
vote on them.
I assume not, because the gift cards are a gift.
Yes,
So this would just move into that gift category.
right.
I assume that.
Well, I'm only asking because however it was, when you brought up what you were gonna do with so many gift cards of this and this and this. Now you've added,
Right,
few extra
which is,
things.
it's all the
Because-
same, right?
whatever you say, as long as it's covered.
Yes,
we're
covered,
It's
yeah.
covered.
That's all. I'm
It's
asking.
covered because just so you know, what we did was, we had said 75, 150, and 35. The rest was to go as gift cards or raffles, or gifts for the seniors, and that's what we've done. Instead of gift cards, they're getting the cookies or the chocolates, but it was, all the rest of the money was to be for raffles at the for the seniors, for food for the seniors.
Thank you for your hard work.
There was a lot of carrying.
I know, there's something else.
Everybody's just talking.
No, I'm raising my hand, I'm
Go
raising
ahead,
my
go
hand.
ahead.
Just for everybody knows, what the basket that she did, the ones that saw it were beautiful. So if you ever need baskets for $75, she did incredible work.
Who did?
They were-
Eh,
Geraldo.
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 Did you see them at the, they were.
Sabrina,
I
her
still
name.
didn't
the
hear
name
the
is-
name.
Gerardo.
Thanks, everybody.
And they were great,
Raise
they
your
were great,
hand.
they were great, they were beautiful.
All right, oh my,
And you had to see what my sister is doing for Christmas.
I can just
Beautiful.
imagine.
Beautiful.
I was in another, our garden club was over at Gerardo's this past week. And one of the vendors that got one of these came over to me and said, it was beautiful, thank you so much, and I'll sponsor a field trip if you want me to.
There you go.
So we did a good job.
Yeah.
Telling you, money brings in money.
Okay, so did you find the amount?
Yes,
Okay.
so,
Let me use this for a minute.
Okay.
What's the
Yes,
amount?
and-
Should
so,
we in some way send some sort of just a note or a card or something that acknowledges the beauty of the work, the craftsmanship
To her?
of those baskets and say, thank you for such a beautiful job?
We could do that.
I think it should be
Well, then
done.
I'm gonna let you be in charge of writing it up and we'll have it printed by the town and we'll donate. What we did was, I had a card, it says, thank you so much for sponsorship. And then had on the back of it, the Elderly Affairs Committee. That was put in every single basket.
No, but I'm talking about Gerardo's.
Well,
Somebody,
yeah,
we should,
Gerardo's is the one, all right.
We should
Well,
acknowledge.
you want to
that
draft it up, that would be fine, and get it to me, and then I'll see to it that all of them, whoever does
That,
it.
it only goes to Gerardo. She
That's
just-
right, Gerard.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to
We can do that.
acknowledge
We
the
can do that.
craftsmanship and the beauty, that took a lot of work.
She
And
got
it
paid
was
very well for it.
magnificent. I'm sorry.
She got paid very well for it. I know, Jackie, I know what you're saying, but I said, if you draft it up, I'll make sure, I'll get it on professional paper and get it over.
Fine, it's only a line or two.
That's okay, that's all right.
What's the amount?
So last year, you guys were giving a total of $33,000. Everything remained the same with the exception of the freebie. So removing the 2,500, that brings you down to 30,500.
So we lost money?
Yeah, because the free.
You guys lost that line item.
Oh, okay.
So you have 30,500, which is what the money, anyways, the 2,500 was
Okay.
for freebie.
Okay, we
Anyways,
can
it
use
wasn't
it.
for everything else.
So new budget is 30,000 pounds.
First.
Perfect.
And then just, as I normally do, I'll continue printing your monthly budget. of
No, that's
your
fine. And then we
revenues.
have 4,950 for the new people that have. donated.
That's how much money you have so far, yes.
In
for
donation.
sponsorship.
Perfect. All right.
All right, comments from the chair. I ran into the Mr. and Mrs. That won the Mr. and Mrs. contest, and the lady was so thankful. She said it helped her pay off some medical bills, the money that she had. I said, well, that makes me feel really good that, you know, you took the time to let me know and it went for a good use. So, all right, then the next thing. Old business. Tablecloths for 23-24 have been ordered and they are stored at Mary Collins. Maria Perdomo's been helping me with that. She has a key and I have a key. And we go over there and we get the tablecloths for every bingo and every time we need some. And to do two cabinets to put them all in. So we're good for quite a bit.
And that was purchased with some of the money that we had to use.
Right.
That was also purchased. Some of the money we had
Yes.
to use.
Yeah, it was 180 round and 180.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
rectangle.
Okay.
See what else we got here. Last bingo. It was probably one of the most, roughest one we had, and it was packed. We had 3 sponsorships, and I was gonna bring that up. It's good to have the sponsorship, but we had 2 problems. It was so packed, the people couldn't get up to the tables, and the ones that could got a ticket. So the ones that didn't get a ticket, and it was a raffle. Then when the raffle came, they wouldn't use my tickets, they wanted to use their tickets. Well, their tickets were orange and mine were red, and they couldn't read them because they thought they were using the same. It was a mess. So I want to see, I don't know if this is something we can do is to require them to use our tickets. Because then some people that couldn't get to the tables didn't get to have a ticket for the raffles. So if you've got just one ticket, to me, it's easier. And I don't know if they have something that they take out 10 tickets and they can use that as an excuse for the prizes they bought. I don't know how they work. But for us, it was very difficult. And one gentleman up in the front was very upset about it. He said, I didn't get a red ticket. I only have an orange ticket. I said, well, sir, I'm sorry. They were giving them out. We weren't giving them out. And I'm going to address the issue with my committee.
No, I make a motion to just use our tickets and told our sponsors. I'm pretty sure that will be no problem.
Well, let's hope it's not because they were
I
really,
second it.
The second,
all in favor?
Any discussion?
So is that something,
Any discussion?
Any
You have to have
opposed?
discussion.
say,
You have to have discussion.
is there any discussion on it? Okay. So is that something that when you bring on the,
So part of the sponsorship package doesn't talk about anything about tickets. That's something you guys would have to handle on site. I mean, I can send them an email, but I don't know, not everybody gives ticket. That's an individual thing on the
Yeah.
sponsor, so you'd have to talk to the sponsors. And at that point, I don't know if it's part of their marketing to have like
I didn't
branded
either.
tickets.
but it was,
But
it was a mess.
I just want to warn you guys, because if it's part of their branding, then you're taking that away. And they are paying dollars for it. I'm not saying that that's the case.
No, but the.
a mess.
The things, the tickets were the same as mine, but they were just a different color. They didn't have their names on them or anything. They were the same.
See, the confusion was a problem.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
you guys would have to talk to the sponsors. That's not a.
well, I like to find out who the next one is and.
Sure, it's on your list. You guys have a list of all the upcoming.
Okay, will do, because it really confuses, yes, Nancy.
You're finished, on the, sponsors having prizes, I think that's where the problem occurred. Sometimes, most of the time, we give out tickets and there's a prize that we know about and that type of thing. But am I correct in that this particular time, a few of the sponsors had brought their own raffle items and gave out tickets when you came to talk to them, which I think we need to address as a committee to avoid that problem, because I didn't realize, I didn't even pay that much attention, and I had an appointment and got there late. So I didn't realize that group in the corner is giving out their own raffles, and that's where you have the conflict. If you only, and I don't know if we can do this, is tell the sponsors, I don't think it's fair to tell the sponsors to not bring raffle prizes. But it gets icky when you've got our tickets, their tickets, who didn't get over to that table. It gets a little messy. I think that's part of what we need to clean up.
Right, Rosario.
Pedro's gonna discuss it with the sponsors before, so they can use our tickets. There's no need for them to give double tickets.
So that's what you're
Right,
going to
You
use
need
as
to
a
have volunteers to
solution.
do that.
I volunteer and I'll do it, I talk to them.
And,
I know mostly all of them, so.
and I don't think they'll have a problem with
No.
it, it's just nobody, it was the biggest one we've ever had. And the tickets got confusing,
Yeah,
I didn't get a ticket, she didn't get a ticket.
yeah,
They all get a ticket when they come in,
right.
so they know they have that ticket, and then the guy in front of me kept, that's not the color I have.
Mhm.
And you know, and it was between the red and the orange, and it was very hard for seniors to see sometimes.
You see, the event we did, the 16, was almost 200 people. And I give all the tickets, we were the one to give all the tickets. Nobody, there was no problem, and everybody raffled.
And they had a lot of
No
different
problem.
crafts.
So something you guys need to keep in mind in doing this, like, the idea sounds great, but the sponsors are giving tickets based on the fact that you're going to their table. So you're just giving tickets as you guys already normally do to everybody entering, that it's not fair to the sponsor because you're not going to the sponsor table. So you're taking that away from them.
Mhm.
Well, they're still going up to the table, and they'll go up and sign up.
But not all of them do. That's the point of the ticket. You get a ticket once you visit my table. So if we're gonna go off your tickets, which is not a bad idea, everybody can share the same ticket. But if you're giving it to everybody that enters the door, Dottie entered the door, she got a ticket, she no longer has to visit any of the tables. You're taking away the encouragement of going to the sponsor tables, and sponsors are paying dollars. That's all I'm telling you to keep
But
in
the
mind.
only problem I have with that is the room is so big and not everybody can get up to the table. The ones that were on this side,
Mhm.
you couldn't get up. People that were on the other side could not get over there. It was so packed.
Okay, so we can put
So-
them in the opposite corner.
But they had the other guy on the opposite corner.
Exactly, so you could just keep them all in the opposite corner.
Okay,
That
now-
is further away from the
They'll
table.
address it.
Let me get Mary, because she was there and she was.
Yeah, I think what we can do is the sponsors can have the tickets, but have them take a certain amount of tickets to their table, the same color and everything, and then just bring back the part that we have, and then that's it. That way they can go to the table. If it's as crowded again as it was, then maybe the sponsors might also want to consider, because they did get up and they were walking around.
They
So
were,
if they
every
see,
one of them.
exactly, so if they see that they haven't gotten a specific table or something, they can also go ahead and take the ticket to that table and just bring back whatever it is that, you know, the keeping our ticket part, but it has to be one color, because trust me, like Dottie was saying, I was calling out the numbers and oh my
She
goodness.
was, and it was difficult.
That one in the front kept telling me, but I don't see it, but this is that, but what is it, but I don't have that.
I know, it was so challenging. He was, Nancy.
I don't want to be negative, Nancy, but I'm going to because I thought of it. I think that's a great idea. However, if I've already visited the table and there's a lot of people and I've gotten a ticket at the table, then you come around and you say, has everybody here got a ticket? And I say no, and you give me 2 tickets. It can happen.
Anything can
It-
happen. I'm finding that out, Nancy. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, but I'm
That's
saying.
okay,
it-
that's okay.
it's,
And I'm just thinking ahead, then the next meeting will be, so how would we handle that problem?
We've
So
never
let's
had that
talk
problem
about it.
this year. We've never ever had this problem.
No, but you will, might have the problem that I just mentioned, where somebody walks away with 2 tickets because the people came around, and that certain people might be confused. Yes, I already got a ticket, but now they're giving out another one. They won't specifically know that it's for the same raffle. But it's, trust me, I see a problem with that. You can't have it both ways. They're either gonna come to the table and give tickets, or they're giving them out if I, as a visitor, come to their table, and I think I would leave it at that. Come to that table, just let that table be more accessible in the back, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, I don't care where they're at, in the hallway. But make it more accessible and everybody comes to that table, they get the speech and they get a ticket and that's it. And then there's no issues on us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I agree with Maria. Actually, that was what I wanted to say is we should give a group of tickets to the sponsors. In other words, from your tickets, you give them, 50 tickets. And if 50 people go see them, those 50 people are gonna have 2 tickets. And they have twice chance of winning.
That's it.
And we should announce it at the beginning. Listen, if you want another ticket, the way to do it is to go to the other sponsor. I agree with Nancy that we need to have them have the access to it. And one of the things that, from what I'm gathering, is that there were too many sponsors, and maybe we should limit the amount of sponsors to 2 and only have 2 sponsors plus the sponsor that is paying for the food. Because the sponsor that is paying for the food, he's not gonna need to give out a ticket probably.
He doesn't even show up.
And he doesn't show up and we can thank them. And that's the recognition is if you like this food, go to this restaurant. If you like this food, go to this restaurant. But then the other 2 sponsors are not, you don't have 150 people trying to get to 3 tables. They're only gonna try and get to 2 tables. So I would make a motion that we sponsor, that the sponsors should be limited to 2 sponsors per bingo plus
The food.
the food sponsor. That doesn't include that sponsor. In other words, 2 sponsors that are not the food sponsor will be the ones that we will limit the sponsorship for a bingo.
Well, normally the food people don't show up. They deliver the food and they're gone. So
Right.
there's never been a problem with that.
Second the motion.
Well, wait a minute, we still got hands up. Jackie.
Just as a point of observation from someone who was moving through the room. There were some folks sitting there with as many as 4, 5, 6 tickets.
You can't stop them.
Well, that's just a point of observation. And the person next to them is having a fish because they have only one that you gave them, and perhaps they got another one, but it's from the sponsor moving through the room, distributing tickets to the tables. This is just simply a point of observation.
No, and it's a good one. And I think Pedro talking to them about it because he knows most all of the ones that sponsor our party and letting them know the problem we're coming up with. And they're having it too. Because they're trying to get all the people and they can't fit in. We got to 1:30 to get out of there. So it's hard when you start at 11 o'clock feeding all these people, then doing all we only raffle off 1 gift card. I order for 5 from the restaurant for the people that are serving the food. And we only raffle off 1 present and it's a gift card. At Christmas hour, the parties, we raffle off a lot of stuff, but at the lunches, the committee only raffles off 1 thing, and that's usually a gift card.
And
So you're only dealing with if you have 3 sponsors, so,
Well, I can throw them up.
yes, Mary.
What about, I've dealt, I've dealt with senior lunches where we've had 260 seniors. And it's a boat club that we belong to.
Yeah.
And what we normally just do is just give whatever tickets we're giving as they're walking in, as you and I were doing when we were registering the patients. So what about, and patients, sorry, nurse here talking. So what about? So what?
A little laughter.
So what about, let's say that there's, and then just so you know, the logistics, the way that it was set up was you walk in, was a registration table, then you had 2 sponsors together and then you had another one in the corner. The one that was in the corner had a lot of space, but these 2 that were there were first next to each other. You had tables that were like right there, and then Dottie's table was in front of them too, so you had to go over to the side, and so it was complicated. If you have a walker or something, that makes it even worse. So the only other thing that we could maybe do is, and this is another idea, if you have two sponsors, instead of giving one ticket when you walk in, give them three and let the sponsor know, listen, we're handing out the tickets, so it's fair for everybody and everybody has the same amount of ticket depending on the sponsor. This is another idea.
Cesario,
The only thing with that, they go back to the same thing. What the option of this is to get them to the sponsor table. The only thing that can happen, we can give one ticket and it's up to the sponsor to walk around and maybe give cards out or get something.
Exactly.
And we can never stop people from having 2 tickets, 3 tickets, 4 tickets, because some people are that way. Can't stop greediness.
no, they'll go back 3 and 4 times. There's nothing way you can do that. Oh, my goodness.
I have a better idea, and we don't need tickets for this. Let's make a race outside in the parking lot. Get the prize.
Yes, Nancy.
I think one of the problems with the, people walking around and giving out tickets is gonna be difficult because somebody may have already gone to the table and gotten the speech. And to come around, as they were doing it this time, I saw a lot of confusion in that. I wasn't at my seat because I was still helping whatever I was doing, and we don't have an opportunity to hear spiel because unless we go over to the table, and I think going to the table is the way to conduct business or hear what they have to say as a sponsor. Don't take that away from them. However, put them in a spot where you can get to them. Maybe the sponsors just on one wall. The way it was set up, you had some behind you on that wall.
That's always where they've been.
It's always been there.
Yes, however, the one at the corner, you could hardly get to them. There was a point where I think it might have been during, because of the bingo setup, I don't recall what it was. But I do remember I couldn't even get to them. Remember when you asked me about the blue shoehorn? When I had to go back to them to see if they had it, I could barely get over in that corner. So that's what I remember. And again, we can to some degree control what sponsor table gets where. Maybe only have 2 like someone else already suggested and not that third. But if you need the money, if you need a sponsor, then you can eliminate that. So a little more logistics and
I think that we
planning,
just voted
I
on,
think
we're
it's-
having 2 sponsors, it's gonna be plenty and.
Take the vote.
We need more
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we just did discussion, so.
so we don't really need the third sponsor. Just stick with the 2. But that's what I'm saying. If we need the money, you need the third sponsor. But if the logistics are such that 2 is all we can handle,
Okay, 2 is it.
and you figure it out. It depends on the event. That's all. I think it have 2 or 3.
No, the motion is pending. We just need to vote on the motion.
All right,
Okay.
all in favor of just 2 sponsors?
Plus the food sponsor. I wanted to be
The food
clear.
Sponsor never.
I know,
Right, but it's still 3, it makes it 3.
I want to make it very clear.
Just to be very clear, based on Dottie's comment, the only reason you never get the food sponsor is because it's usually not a sponsor we're paying, it's a catering.
But sometimes
The
they are,
times
so
that
I
they
don't
Yes, we
want.
have had time for that.
Yeah, the times where they are, that's why they come.
I understand. That's why I'm making the motion very, very clear.
Everybody, please, let her finish talking.
I want to make sure that everybody understands my motion, which was 2 sponsors plus the food sponsor. So there could be some events that there will be 3, but one of those 3 has to be the food sponsor. Only 2 others can be non-food sponsors.
Hold on,
Simple.
go ahead.
No.
Just one question to clarify something. As far as the colors are concerned, the sponsor came in with the red ticket. They were giving out the red ticket. It was red and orange. That's what was.
That was the ones on the,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's.
and they didn't say, they did their thing and left, I didn't even see them leave.
Because if we were to keep different colors for each, that would add on to the.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
think that the ticket thing, but the ticket thing doesn't need a vote.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So what happens is this, okay, for example, we did the same room, 235 people, 22 sponsors. I had no problem with anybody. If you talk to the sponsors and you talk to them and you tell them, you have no problems. The only thing is, you have to know exactly what's going on, because if you don't know, they get mad. For example, those 22 sponsors, everybody knows who was in there with them. Because I told everybody specifically, it's gonna be Humana, it's gonna be the voter, it's gonna be, so they all know. It's no surprises when they arrive. They say, oh, I thought I was the only one, and now you have two more. So if we talk to them, like I said, we have 235 people, 22 sponsors, we have no problem, the 16. We raffle a lot of stuff.
Yes, is there-
Okay, right here already, for the next bingo, we have 4 sponsors. For the other bingo, we have 1, and then for the other one, so we can't really, you know.
You
and
can do it going forward. It's
So going forward
yeah, the
after
ones that were
December,
confirmed. you
after
can go back.
December 6th.
Mhm.
And the money does affect us because
It does,
It
and,
does.
but the table, the room, having four sponsors around the room is what's gonna be difficult. We're gonna have to, I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Well, we'll figure
We'll
it
make-
out.
Yeah.
We'll
You,
figure it out.
if you're there, you can get there early and help me with the,
And Pedro's still.
Pedro will be there too.
You can speak to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanna reaffirm what Pedro's saying, in Pedro's event, everybody has their own ticket. So when it was my turn to go, I went to the front with my ticket, and I say, does everybody have, I have a red ticket, for example. Everybody have a red ticket, if it's not, come here and I give a red ticket. Same when Humana went, Humana have green ticket. So everybody, every sponsor went in front,
Right, and I was, sorry,
and I think so was that, you know, it didn't no problem.
I got
Everybody
there
did it.
late, so I had no tickets, but that was my fault. Everybody has to own it too. If you don't get late and you don't get up and get your ticket, what are you gonna
You have
do?
nobody to blame. but
Nobody to
yourself.
blame but yourself, and if we make that comment first,
Right.
they have to be responsible too, because they're not little kids either.
And we've got a time frame here with them
Yeah,
too,
sure.
so that,
Sure.
you know, it's not something we have all day that we can do, so it wasn't easy. But we can, let's get a vote on what you make the motion, and so we didn't vote on, I think you put it out there.
I know Nancy seconded, so we just need to vote on it.
All in favor?
I, okay.
And the other thing, I think we need to start doing is, with the committee, is assigning people. Like, you come to the table, I'll say, okay, you got table number 1, you got table number 2, you got table number 3, you got table number 4. And you're responsible for setting up the tables, putting the tablecloths on, cleaning up afterwards. That way, there's no confusion. You've got everybody lined up and they can just go down the line. If we have extra people, then I say, okay, they got a whole wine figure, you help that line. But usually we have just enough people there that go for each, that way there's no confusion, because some people get a lot of help, some people don't get any help.
Right.
And everybody should be, all our seniors are special to us, and every one of them deserve the same type of treatment. No matter who you are, we're gonna treat you that, and we have all nationalities here, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I think that's a really. I think that's a really good idea.
Thank you.
We used to do it, remember, you used to say this line is this person, this line is.
Well, we
this
kind of
person.
got, after COVID, it came back and we were all trying to do
Right.
things. And so now we need to assign somebody for each one, be in charge of that aisle, this aisle. If there's a problem, go see what's wrong with it. What do they need? And you know, that way we're more organized, and instead of running all over and saying, oh, who's gonna do this? No, we'll be organized and in charge. Yes. ma'am.
I've got to butt in and say that Jackie and I, and it was 2 other people. Well, she's new, but,
Maria.
and I'm going back before them. And
Me.
between Jackie and I and
Myra.
I hate just calling her by her last name. But anyway, there were 3 aisles. And so each one of us, and as I got there a little bit later,
Maria,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll talk about the.
but I'm saying it was prior to her being there. Being a member. All I'm saying is, we had it where we each took a lane, so to speak. And then when it came time to read off the numbers or whatever, the last event, we were all told to let this young lady do it so that, calm down, so that she learned. You're ready to interrupt me.
No, I was not, Nancy.
Well, that was a deep
What is
breath
going
you
on?
took. Anyway, the point is that we had a plan, but now if you want to assign everybody, that's fine by me too, but I'm saying it can be done. And the same thing with reading off the numbers and the cards and whatever. And sometimes you've got more than one winner. So then that person who had that aisle stands up and does it. I thought it was a plan that was working pretty well. I don't see it needing to
Okay,
change.
Nancy, I don't remember it being like that. I remember that everybody had their line, but everybody, commingled, there was always one person that read the numbers, and it used to be the bingo lane, as far as I remember. Or somebody went up and then they walked up and got their price, which that's what she's trying to stick to, because it seemed to be that now some people do something and do something else, and it becomes very scattered, and you were always outside helping with the parking and with the drive-bys,
The drive-through.
with the drive-through, remember?
For the setup, you
With
were.
the setup.
Yeah, but then
That's
when that was over, then you
That's what
started,
happened.
then you started the bingo, so you're talking
Right.
about two different
No,
events.
there used to be a drive-by outside, and you put a
Yes.
table outside, and you stood
Yes.
by there, and when they
Yes.
came by, and you gave it to them.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
was
that's-
her,
that was a
and
long
me,
time.
that always are the same people. So she's just trying to get back to what is normal and what is easier,
And organized.
because it's busier than it was before.
Yeah,
It's
I
getting-
agree.
It's getting very disorganized, yeah.
And the two thing, if I'm working this aisle and the person on my aisle has a bingo, I should be the one to bring it up and call it. So that I'm doing all the work, setting up and doing this, I should have the reward of giving, hey, you're a winner, you know? So it works both ways. You can win, if you're gonna work hard, you should be able to give the winner the ticket if it's in your row. And that's what I'm trying to
Right,
do.
be
But some
two
people,
winners
just a minute,
in the
some
same
people-
row.
excuse- So if you have two in the same row,
Then
And then you get two.
we'll
both
cross
saying
that
the
bridge when we
same
come
thing.
to it.
you
Okay.
have a question?
No, he can, he's just monitoring today. He's gonna hope to be on the committee the next time.
I hope so. Looking at, I got some good ideas, but no,
Okay, bingo schedules for 23, 24. They're gonna be the first and the third of the month. Has that been approved?
No, I have to confirm what dates are. with it. When I have the dates, I'll send you guys an email so you calendar yourselves, but I understand that you guys don't want it to interfere with the chamber.
Right, so that's why we're asking, at least for the first Wednesday of the month.
So again, I have to check, I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
The 26th.
All right, a holler, yes.
Yeah, but we have,
Wait,
the bingo November 8th, so we have.
Yeah, the one till
The
end
one
of,
that is already
end of
there?
calendar year, they're good. So
Yeah,
we're
they're
talking
good.
about starting
Starting
January.
in January, yes, everything's gonna stay the same until January, and then we're hoping to get the first and the third, and that's what she's working with. Yeah,
No, I'm saying Halloween party.
oh, all right, the Halloween party, it's October.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back to your bingos
Yeah.
because the next bingo is about a week away and we don't have catering person.
Oh,
And you guys also haven't discussed, I
So-
mean, now,
Which will be the next bingo? What day?
you don't have a catering person discussed, so something to talk about.
For the 25th?
Please raise your hands, ladies. We're trying to get it settled here. Just 1 second. That would be the second Wednesday in November, October, right? Is what you're talking
Yes,
about.
October 11th is your next.
So we don't have anybody to cater the food.
No, we have not confirmed it.
Okay, we'll work on that.
So let me talk to Rufino, because he
Okay,
wants to use
you
the
want
other
to-
restaurant, Sophie. I'll
Okay.
let you know. I talked to him this week and I'll let you.
Try to do it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Just when we were doing math,
She's gonna show you pen.
no, just when we were doing math to see who had contributed. Any sponsor that gives food or any item, because we had the balloon lady do the balloons. So any sponsor that is giving items like that and not cash, when I say cash, credit, check, whatever. But we really need to make sure that they tell us the value of what they're giving. They should fill out a form. And I know that Isle has the form that she can give to, since you're going, Pedro,
Sure.
we need to have them do this because it's not fair that at the end of the year for giving presents to, thank you presents to the sponsors. If somebody sponsored 5 lunches, but they didn't fill that out, they don't get a present because they're not on the list.
Okay.
Plus, I don't think
That's-
legally, and I'm a lawyer here, so I'm gonna speak legally. I do not think that legally
we should be taking anything without a documentation that says that they are a sponsor
Good idea.
and the value of what their sponsorship is.
It's about over $1,000 each.
Because.
Whatever, Pedro, they can put whatever number they feel their food is worth. You know, they can put it at market value, they can put it at retail, wholesale value.
Don't we have just like an in-kind donation form?
Yes, but it has not,
They can do it in the package.
it's not being filled out. It's my point is,
Okay.
it is not being filled out. Because I know, because I was trying to figure out who were the top 10 sponsors. And I'm like, I knew that Sergio, because I had gone with Dottie and
Right.
Pedro to Sergio to ask them to give us a free lunch, and they weren't on our list.
Hmm.
And I know they provided the entire lunch.
Yes.
We had 3 of those. This summer, when we thought we didn't have enough money, we had 3 of them. They
Right.
gave us the food without.
Without us,
So we need.
but they weren't on our list. So I don't think that that's fair to them.
I agree.
So, and I don't think it's legally correct that we're not getting anything in writing from them. So I really want to emphasize, Pedro, you and Dottie are the ones that are the ones that do this. Give them the form and go, please fill this out. We need to have you fill it out. I don't care what number. If you want to put $500, put $500. You want to put, 1,500, because let's face it, a meal is not less than $10 retail. Like you can't, McDonald's is that.
Jessica.
Does the town send out tax letters for any donation aisle?
If they request like the tax exemption certificate or the invoice itself, well. I'm sorry, for the ones that we do provide invoices, because I know it's different than this, there is a statement at the bottom of the invoice saying the whole tax thing.
Right.
For the other sponsors, we don't provide anything. I've never been asked for anything. If they need a letter, we can provide a letter.
Okay.
That's.
Okay, Nancy, you have something?
I think we should think about if there should be an official paper for everybody to sign, whether they want to add to or subtract from any value that they're claiming or whatever. Because at some point, if there's a tax, an income tax type issue or paper, something legal, let's say. Okay, this way, we're not on the hook for whatever paperwork we're requiring them to fill out. And it's even Stephen in that she's got to and she doesn't have to because she doesn't want to, and we got it, we don't have it. Maybe it's lost, maybe they filled it out for real. I think there's too many question marks if you don't have a plan, whatever it comes up with, talk with finance, have some kind of a plan where everybody's on the same page and we have a record of what's being filed. If there's any question, I know it's a lot of paperwork. I know it's time consuming, but somewhere along the line, I see.
All right, Lourdes.
Nancy, it's
Wow.
not a lot of paperwork. It's one sheet of
No,
paper.
no, no, I mean,
that they have
I
to
mean
sign?
total with all the sponsors. That's what I'm saying.
All
It's only
the-
one piece of paper.
All the others are giving, all the other sponsors, they sign a paper and they get charged, so we have proof of that. The
That's all.
only ones we don't have it for
The one-
are for the food,
For the-
and it is a
And
one
they're
sheet.
delivering for free.
And they're
That
delivering.
makes my point,
and giving
and
it
that
to us for
makes
free.
my point, it should be even Steven. If
Right.
the others, that's all that we need to do is just ask or make a motion, whatever, that we ask for that paper to be filled out.
We don't need a motion, it exists, it just hasn't been followed up on by the town, it hasn't been followed up by us. So because
We didn't know it had to be
It's
done.
really it really
Okay.
should be the town going, hey. Please give us this, but they're
I'll
saying,
go
hey,
tell
you
the
should be
town."
asking for it. So both sides are going, oh no, I think it was, I thought they were doing it, the other side thought that they were doing it, and nobody was doing it.
Yeah, that's
So-
why they get a trip for free. They have to write it.
Right.
So who's going to contact her?
It's a good idea.
No, I am not doing the contact for the catering that has been confirmed.
No, right,
No,
that it needs to be
I
done.
am the town that deals with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you guys a sponsorship package, which is the same one that has been shared with you guys. That package has a line, they can put the value and that's it. That's so whoever's going out to make that contact just needs to ask them to fill it out. Back to Lourdes's point. The sponsors that are confirmed via email always send it. That's how they're confirmed. I know some are old school, do not use email. That's fine. They just need to fill out the form, whether it's in pen or whether it's digital. It's the
Right.
same form.
That's different because they're sending you cash. There's a check, there's a paper involved.
Well, no, regardless, I don't process the invoice until they fill out that,
Okay.
Okay, that sounds.
Yeah,
like-
next.
which is the same form, and just so that we're clear, it's the same form that has been shared with you guys when the sponsors are confirmed, that gives their information.
I understand.
Next.
Yes, Dan.
Before we go away from bingo, etc., could we just reiterate the dates coming up? They're on page 10. Yeah, and plan on page 10. Oh, on page 10? On page 10. They're in writing, so.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Right there.
Our Halloween party is the 28th. It's coming up the end of the month.
Correct.
And October 28th.
Okay, what
It's not
time,
the
Dottie?
25th here.
It's over Roberto Alfonso, our.
The dates are the October 25th.
Go here.
What it says here, Tonya,
That's
wrong
you wrote
there.
this. Look, look at this.
I got 25.
So the agenda say the 28th, the here say the 25th.
Page 10.
So.
The bingo is October 11th and the party is October 25th.
The place in the bin, right?
Yes.
Correct, they replaced it.
The party is.
Wednesday, October 25th.
Okay, next year we have, Marlin field trips. And, it was interesting. I met with a lady or we just happened to be talking, she's on the special needs committee. And, they have special needs for like children, small ones, they go just graduate all the way up to seniors. And she has a group of like teenagers. And she said, and I said, well, maybe there was some part of your groups that we could get together with, you know? And we talked about like the teenagers coming with, they would have to come with an adult. Their sponsor who is their parent and be on the field trip to go to the Marlin game. Our bus is never filled. People sign up and don't show up. So we're having this big bus and it's going out with 24 people and it serves 50. So I was wondering what everybody would think about us teaming up with them for those teenagers to go on the bus with us too. Yes.
I thought we were trying to get a smaller bus
And
to reduce our costs.
We can get a small.
they are willing to work with us on the cost. See, they're not budgeted by the town. They're budgeted by something else. I don't know.
They fundraiser fund.
Fundraiser fund. So they were willing to help us pay the cost.
Yes.
And I just wondered how everybody would feel about that. Yes, Pedro.
Okay, I was a state director for a group of, for 11 years of core leagues. I have 158 leagues all over different states. So I took a lot of kids around and I don't think, I think if they have somebody that can go, I'll be more than happy to keep taking the trips with the kids because, it's not, if they have somebody with them and they're gonna help them with the cost. Because I'm also having a small boss that I already got in. I think she's gonna give you the price. A lady is gonna, okay, for a small boss, but it's not gonna be too much different in a way.
I think it depends, this is terrible, but maybe on their disability, because sometimes some of the autism ones can get out of control and might make some of
It's
the
true.
older seniors anxious. So you have 3 anxious people, and that can be difficult.
Yes.
So I think I don't know, no, that's a good idea, but I think it really
It would be.
depend on the disability. I mean, I don't know how we can sort that out.
No, I don't even know. I was just run,
Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead.
She first, I didn't know who was first.
Before you even spoke, what I was thinking of is I think, and Dottie, correct me if I'm wrong, But I know in the past, every single event that we have, and there's been times when I've signed up and didn't realize I did, or something comes up the last minute, where the sign-up sheet is getting filled, for whatever reason, we all have high hopes, we want to make it to that event. Something happens and we don't, so you think we've got 50 people coming, we've only got 25, and with the bus, and based on what was said about the kids, they could get upset that there's no room on the bus for them, or we have to have a sign-up program plan that if you sign up, you really try hard to stick to it, because you're taking up space on a bus. We have to know what size bus we need. There's just times where there may be someone out there who says, I'm gonna sign up for everything. If I want to go, I'll go. If I don't, I don't. That laissez-faire type attitude needs to be addressed in that now we're going to start adding another group of people. We really need to have better numbers that are.
No, I think
exact.
everybody's agreed that it's not a good idea, so we can vote on it.
Well,
And-
not just the kids, but let's put that aside for a minute. I'm just speaking up on the fact that if you're really planning on going and you sign up, that's great, but the too many what ifs and maybe not and whatever, that gets rough when you're paying for a big bus or this or that. I think it's something that needed to be said.
Well, with it being said, that happens at every bingo. We plan for this many food, 10, 15 don't show up. So what are you gonna do? Yes.
Right. Working with kids and field trips and all that, I do have experience when I worked at the Lighthouse and we had the summer camp. Everyone needs a background check, whoever is with that child, whoever is on that bus, whoever is going to the field trip, you need to have that background check done. No questions asked.
Even if it's the parents?
It-
Oh,
it
yeah,
doesn't-
that's-
it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah.
Because
Okay, it
we
was
don't
just-
know, on this committee, we don't know who's on that bus, we don't know whose kid that is.
Yeah.
It-
No,
it
it's
might-
Complicated.
Okay. No problem. Yes.
Can we get a small box?
Well, we're gonna work on it.
We're working, yeah.
We're working on that. And then we'll just cut the registration off and people that.
Yeah.
Right. And if you, and I think it should be, if you miss two and you don't call in and say, I can't make it, then you're off the list. I like to do that for bingo, but
Yeah, I want to make it very clear, because I know we've had this discussion before, we cannot tell people they cannot, that they can no longer register or no longer attend. I know that those are your wishes and you guys have expressed this, but we can't do that because we are the town and we do have to keep it open to people. So unfortunately, we can't do that. That's not an option.
we charge them for the meal because if they don't show up for us.
You guys can charge everyone for the meal if you wish.
Oh, gee. AdMed events. Do you have, is that in the package you gave us? Because there's some, I know coming up, they're forms.
It's not in this current package. That was, in one of your last packages, there was an attachment for AdMed. They're just an organization that wants to start partnering with you guys if you guys are interested, and they offer a bunch of different options, which are part of the list.
That's
Some of them are like a
great.
bingo exercise. I know Jackie mentioned that she was interested in some, so I just wanted to get feedback from the group to see if that's something you guys wanted to potentially confirm.
It was handed out at the one meeting to everybody, and I checked off the ones I thought would be good for us to partner with. And she said Jackie did too, but we were the only two that gave them to her, so.
So I just want to know if
Yeah.
there's interest or not, so I can get back to them, and if you guys are interested, so we can start moving forward and gathering.
They have some good programs there, educational, some are.
Fun.
Yeah, and I think the ones that I did, a couple of educational and a couple of fun ones. And I think we could start it off and see if it's gonna work. And then if it works, then we can continue with it. If it doesn't, then.
Okay, you want to make a motion?
Make a motion.
Yeah, I can make a motion.
Oh, motion would be that we adopt some of the AvMed events.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion. I know it should have been before, but I. Sipping tea tonight, isn't it?
Already discussed it.
The discussion is.
Mount Sinai, lectures, they haven't one on, did you get the October, November one yet?
Yes, so you guys are scheduled through December. The contact over at Mount Sinai wants to know if you guys want to continue them on for 2024, so that we can schedule it if that's the case. So again, just asking for your feedback there. Something that I would say, keep in mind. Right now, Mount Sinai comes out once a month. But you have other organizations that are also interested, and it just gets to be a lot, I think, if you have them every month, and then you have all the other ones trying to confirm as well. So that's something to keep in mind. If you guys don't mind the frequency of it, then we can keep it as is. But I guess you guys let me know how you feel about it.
I was at the first one they did just last week, or was it? Or the week before?
Yeah, the first part.
The first one. It was very interesting, and she's been with us before, she's done them before.
Yeah, she was
Yes.
confirmed for this entire year with the exception of summer.
Okay, well, I think since she's already got scheduled, we'll do it for the rest of the year.
Well, she's already scheduled for this year. What I'm asking is for the new dates. One, do you guys want to continue them? Two, if you do we keep that frequency or do we change it?
Yes, ma'am.
Since you're saying that there's a lot of events and it puts a lot of strain on all the volunteers here, what if we do Mount Sinai every other month? We could do the even months, the odd months, I don't really care. And that way it lets another month somebody else do a lecture. So that would be 6 other lectures from other people. So that the elderly would still get a lecture every month, but not all of them from Mount Sinai.
I think that's a good idea.
Motion.
We will give the opportunity to another, yeah, I think.
So while you mentioned another organization, I brought these flyers here. I don't know if any of you grabbed, but they're here for you to grab. Thank you. Baptist Health is an organization that reached out in the last few weeks, and they're interested in starting lectures. If you guys are interested as well, I think they have activities as well. It's not just lectures. So again, if you guys want to give any feedback on that, just let me know.
I think it would be a good idea, like, you know, combine Mount Sinai every other month and.
It gives a variety.
Yeah.
And that they aren't with the same subject matter. Yeah. We need to see what their subject is and say, oh, I'm sorry, we had that last month. Do you have anything else or something to that effect? Yes, Jackie.
Again, could we just list what's coming up for November, October, November, December, for Mount Sinai?
Maybe not.
Yeah, the Mount Sinai one, I can tell you when I have them scheduled for.
Well, we could be, I'll make a motion just to get the thing moving. While they do this, I'll make a motion that we do Mount Sinai every other month,
Starting next year.
Second.
starting January of next year.
Second.
All in favor? Your session?
We have.
I'm gonna do it.
So your next lecture with Mount Sinai is October 19th, Thursday.
And those are here at town hall.
And then you have one November 6th.
16,
Yes.
do we have December at this point?
I don't think December's booked because, I think December's a busy month and we decided not to go
So much else.
Yeah, that's good.
October 19 and the next one.
Yes,
November
Nancy.
6th.
November 16.
Yes, Nancy.
Okay, to repeat, and then I have a question. The next one is October 19th, and then there's another one, November 16th.
Correct.
Correct.
From Mount Sinai. Now, Donnie, I can't recall if you were there, but those of us who went to the iPhone techie thing.
Yeah,
There
I
were
was
only
there.
a few of us,
Is there?
and I would hope that more would show up because. Well, I don't know, because we were there was only a few of us, and we got a lot of personal attention. By the same token, it was such good information that it's a shame that there weren't more people to learn and ask those questions. I would love to see that mother and son invited back in the near future.
Well, that was about their third or fourth one they've done. I know they've done some in the past.
I've never met them before.
Oh, yeah, I've been to the ones they had. Mom and son, and they used it very knowledgeable. And
committee?
it was good for the phone. I mean, a lot of he sat there and helped them program their phones and everything, the ones that were there.
He's
So
15.
Yeah,
How are you saying? Ma?
very,
Elderly
very
affairs?
intelligent. His mom owns the business.
Yeah.
I think he's still in school or.
It's not a business, it's a nonprofit, I think, that they
Nonprofit.
started.
And he's very intelligent and he was helping, he sat down, I can't remember the lady's name, and she was, told me afterwards, she's, I wish someone would have done this earlier.
Wow.
Because she really didn't, I don't know how to do my phone, so, but I didn't want him to have to wait. I mean, come on, here, do mine. But really, it was interesting. They all seem to enjoy it and they've had other ones that are been well attended. This one, I don't think we got it out there as much. And we need to do a better job of, and it's not your fault, of promoting, especially the forums. Because most of them are good. Most of the forums are very good, but we just need to get more people, and the only way we can is talk to them. We have a bingo and say, hey, look, we got this coming up. Hand out a flyer and say, you want to come? It's town hall. It's most of them don't know. If you tell them they don't remember, but give them a piece of paper, it goes on the wall and they remember to come. And I'm not putting them down because there's sometimes I have so many things going down and one of them I forgot to write down and yes, ma'am.
Now that you say that, who puts the, the bulletin boards that are in the parks, like at Royal Oaks Park and the bulletin board that's outside of the building? I look at those and they're outdated. There are things there from last year and that's something that people look at. That's a place that people put flyers to inform people.
Yeah.
They're outdated. I don't know who does that.
No.
No, I have to find out, I'm not sure.
Mary Collins.
He is the park guy, the one that's there.
Ernie's on Mary Collins.
That's
He's
the
a
one.
very
the
common,
one.
he doesn't have the other part. There's another gentleman.
In Royal Oaks Park,
Bueno, I'm gonna have
last
to-
week,
I write
the
it.
Robert there, and it was outdated, and there's another bulletin board inside where the restrooms are in the middle of the park, and that was outdated too. I don't know what it's-
I'm gonna start going to things, if it doesn't make.
Oh, we do have a lecture this month, on October the sixth, Berry University. It's got a health lecture month here at Town Hall.
This Saturday.
That's right, it's Saturday, October sixth. What day of the week it is?
No, it's Friday.
Friday. I was gonna say, usually we don't have it because Town Hall's closed. But, so if you know anybody that's interested, please have them come. It's very useful. What do you mean?
Where's this lab?
Which is it Friday or
I'm
Saturday?
trying to get her to stay.
Trying to get me to stay.
And
I got you.
there was one other thing. Sit down.
I gotta go.
Just 2 seconds, please. Two seniors have brought up to me that we have been doing too many field trips. They would love to go to the Perez Museum.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
that might be something we think about. And I have somebody, one of the people that got a basket has already volunteered to sponsor it.
Oh, good. The bus,
I
because I know the tickets are free.
Margarita.
Excuse me, the Perez Museum,
It's wonderful.
They've changed it completely.
because the first time, the first exhibition they had, it was a rusty buck with a dirty, you know.
Can you get
They changed it. They've redone the whole, from what I understand.
I'm the queen and Sheba.
We were one.
I love it there. I love it. I think it's wonderful.
That's something for us
The
to
Perez
plan for
Museum
the
is
future.
wonderful.
Okay, I just wanted you to know that I was approached on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Can we go to the meeting?
Oh, okay.
Close the meeting first.
So before you, I don't. If the meeting every month is gonna be at, same day, I think, how we gonna do this meeting?
Please do not talk. She's trying to explain something. Go ahead.
To us, this meeting that we have today at 6:30
Yes.
is gonna be at 6:30 every month,
Mhm.
but it's gonna change the day, or it's gonna be only on
No.
Monday?
It's on Monday.
And what is that? What are the official, the third,
First Monday of each month.
first Monday of the month?
Right.
6.
Jessica, did you have something?
6:30.
I'm just going by the agenda. Did we miss letter F, item F, proposed 23-24 budget?
Have it up yet?
We don't have.
Well, the amount is, it's the same as last year.
She read it to us,
So
31.
it's 30,500.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
I make a motion to adjourn. I'm gonna make one comment for you guys, because I don't think you realize that you guys don't meet till November again, and we have not talked about the Halloween senior social at all, so that's just something.
You can't bring it up and everybody kept saying.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
Wait,
get another.
no, it's just, it's a social, we're having over at Roberto Alonso, they usually would make costume, and we have food. and that's-
Well, no, you guys need to talk about how much you're gonna spend, who your catering's gonna be and all
We
that.
need a special meeting for that. We don't have any room.
We can't have anybody just make single.
No, but we
decisions.
can't, because we have to vote on it now.
All right,
So we need a budget, right?
come up with the budget, you're the
I'm-
treasurer.
Well,
How many people do we normally have?
The room is full.
the room is full.
Okay.
But that, I would say at least 100.
We have a sponsor.
$125,000.
I gotta say
Wait, wait.
Well, yeah, because you we see the people that are sponsoring, you know, we get them things. So I would say 130.
There's 130 people.
At $15.
All right, so I say, does everybody, Halloween, let's do some math
Everybody
here.
be quiet for a minute.
130 people, should we say $15? Does everybody like that number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
15 equals 1,950. Now, we should allow at least $50 for decoration,
More.
just in case.
So I'll remind you guys that we have a sponsor who's gonna provide decorations.
Yeah, we
It's
have a
something to keep in
sponsor.
mind.
It's somewhere.
2,000.
Yeah, we have a sponsor that has decoration.
So, but we need a DJ. We're having a
We have a
DJ.
DJ too, don't we?
Well,
But
he's
we have
on
to-
hold, but you guys have to
$600
agree to the price.
He charges $600.
We're making.
Okay.
So
Anything else that we should have there?
No.
So you're talking
They were
2,000.
recommended by the DJ,
We
the
have,
sponsor.
we have gift cards, we have table.
We have
cards.
gift cards and.
We have to-
Yeah.
Okay, so I say, I'll make a motion that our budget for the Halloween party would be 2,600.
26 to 28. Right.
28 then.
28 then.
28.
What? Listen. Listen, lady. Listen, Linda.
Would you mind making a motion?
So I make a motion that it's $2,700 will be our budget for the Halloween party. That is to include food,
Dessert.
DJ. Yeah, food includes dessert.
Because you know dessert's extra.
Not with.
No,
No.
it comes with the food.
It better come with the-
Please.
Okay. We have $2,700, period, because we rounded up a little bit, and hopefully we have sponsors, so no matter what, we'll be good, but I say that the social should be 2,700 is our max budget.
Agreed. Agreed.
Right?
All in
So that's
favor.
my motion.
Wait a minute. Yeah. You got
Somebody needs to second.
Oh, second.
Sorry.
Second.
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
So is this for food, dessert and DJ?
Yes.
The food is good. That's,
And decorations.
well, the decorations are what the sponsor's already given us.
And this
Okay.
include, this is
Okay.
all we're spending.
Okay.
Gift card,
All right.
and we have a gift card, so.
And we have the gift cards.
Who is confirming the catering, or do you guys have a restaurant in mind? And I know we talked about decorations. Does anybody want to be the contact with that sponsor? Because she wanted to show you guys options of what she can provide for you guys.
No, but Maria was agreed to
Maria.
be the decorating.
Yeah, Christmas, but I'll do Halloween too.
Okay.
I can't.
The sponsor just,
That's
she
okay.
has a lot of options and she
Okay.
wants to make sure she like shows it to you guys and you guys pick whatever it is that you want.
Okay,
And you'll be there.
I will be there.
Okay.
All right, so
Restaurant for the food.
restaurant for the.
We're using. We're gonna have to, we gotta find out, that's something we gotta,
You still have, core.
We have to.
Don't rush.
Okay,
Stay there, yeah, stay.
we'll have to check around that, we don't know right yet.
Okay, but we have to
Just
stick to
guys
that
have
budget.
any-
We don't have to.
Does
Anybody
anybody
have
have
any feedback? as-
a restaurant that they want for Halloween? That they like to provide our food?
It probably would be something like sandwiches, not a meal per se, because with costumes and all that stuff, if you have to serve a meal with mashed potatoes and all that, it's gonna be, I think a restaurant that will give us sandwiches and a dessert. And a bag of chips.
So we should have, I can provide iguanas.
What?
Iguana. Iguana? Yeah, iguana. That's a horror food.
All right, so I'll
Well,
I
listen,
just said no.
do we all
We have to
like
vote.
the idea of sandwiches and dessert, Dottie?
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah,
should pick Dottie and Pedro to find us the restaurant as long as it's within our budget.
We will do that.
And a can of soda instead of water.
Well,
Well, a lot of seniors
not
can't
can
drink
drink
soda.
water, that's why we drink water.
The problem is, a lot of people are diabetic, and then you're gonna have some diet ones and non-diet ones. I say we stick to water.
That's when back, I think we got some of the water.
We could have peddled it as witches brews.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions before we end this meeting? Yes.
Doesn't have to go.
What I was thinking
I know.
was that you can put, yes, we, including myself, we are diabetic, but it's Halloween. So I have two diabetics back there, but, you know, at least put some here like on top of the.
That's
like,
part of the decoration.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of the decoration, you know what you're in charge of.
What you're in charge of.
All right, so I'm. okay.
You go,
You have approximately, depending on how much they spend, our budget is $2,700.
Well, supposedly decorations with the exception of whatever.
But we have a sponsor for the
Exactly,
decoration.
so that is, okay.
So, you know,
and we have the prizes.
and we have the price.
And if anybody sponsors it and they want to give us like the raffle off, we can do
What
that.
time
too.
is it at the same time as?
I didn't have it, I didn't have it.
I'm at the bingo.
Are we going with any type of anything, or can we go like, we have a wonderful?
I have-
You can wear a costume. We all wear costumes.
Oh,
I
okay,
have
perfect.
trust in the power.
Okay.
We all have in the
I
past.
have a
All
whole wonderful.
right, is everybody, let's vote on the budget. Did we vote on?
Yeah, we already voted.
Okay, can I say, can we close the meeting?
I make it to adjourn.
It's regular times, but we do everything at the same time.
11 o'clock. Motion to adjourn, it's in second, all in favor of.
You make me.
I like it. I got a good idea, something like this.
Helping my kid with the decoration, they were used to it.
They have to be, you guys want to come early. Let me know. They.
We do this for the club. 216, 280. Welcome to our crazy. One house, and you get handsome, but faster. I hope. No, I've been to worse. I've been to worse.
Work me, don't worry about it. Ask him about the meeting on the clock. Okay? That.
Town clerk's office. He will tell you what the steps are.
You have to fill out an application, which she had, and she'll also let you know who has a open spot for council members, so that you can be appointed. The town clerk's office. You can come, but you can call.
I
Yeah,
call
you can-
because every time I call.
But the thing is that if, I know some people prefer in person and that's fine, but I would still call to make that appointment. Or to make sure she's available, because I don't want you coming and then you're waiting. And there's something that-
Sounds clear.
The town clerk.
Town clerk.
I would still encourage you to check out what time she's available so she can.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for coming. Now you know what you're getting in for.
This is. Let me tell you, I got so many, at least.